Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Underground, thunderbound, when I stop the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. You can't stop a train. Who wants to, don't come.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
Run to the hills. Run now. Let the body hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor.
Let's go there. Oh my God. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. So I'm assuming we are still streaming on the WTF Nation Radio server. I'm just now fixing the Facebook Live stuff. So hopefully.
Live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
National underground thunder bounce when I stop the ground like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. You can't stop the train. Who wants some? Don't come.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want.
Them folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue. Run to the hills. Run now. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the
Welcome for round 2 of the intro. What a mess. What a mess. So if you guys have been living under a rock for the past couple of months, you would not have heard that the past half a week we've been away. Well, pretty much the past week, because this time last week, I was already in Denver, Colorado, along with some of the other members of the WTF Nation Radio staff. We were there for the first ever Freedom On Festival, and it was a blast. And I took pretty much all of this shit with me, and I guess somewhere along the line, all the configurations and stuffs got messed up. I thought I had it fixed. Obviously not. But I guess the important thing is it's done now. Oh, man. It feels like a Monday.
Yeah, I mean, might as well be, because it's our first day back to work, I guess you could say.
I know, right? So thank each and every one of you for joining us on the show today. We got quite a bit to catch up on. I do want to give you guys a kind of a teaser, a preview of some of the pictures we got while we were out there. We got so many pictures, so much video. We got to go through it all, and we're going to compile a few videos. One for like the main event itself, and then a couple of others. So you guys got that to look forward to. But the event itself was it was a blast. It was awesome. There are talks already that there will be a second Freedom On Festival next year. There's already talks of the location, which I'm not going to give away because I don't know if that's set in stone or not. But if that is the location, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be huge. Yeah, it'd be great. So I'm not sure when all that information is going to come out, but as soon as I'm allowed to release that, I will let you guys know. But you guys definitely need to start planning to turn up for next year's one. The bands that were there were freaking insane, unreal. I'm kind of speechless about it. It was it was a blast. It was great fun. There was me, a Raptor Mom, Cause, Redleg, and Jay Reddy that was out there, and then one of the main page admins. He turned up as well, and it was a good time. I think everyone had a great time. Kind of it was a working vacation, so we got to have fun, but the majority of it was definitely running around, sorting things out. What do you think of it, Mom?
Oh, I thought it was a blast. I mean, it was phenomenal. I mean, yeah, it was a working vacation. I don't even know where to start. Like, you pretty much already, said everything I was going to say. I would have to say that my favorite part is probably besides, the event itself and meeting and greeting, not only, like the bands and some of the personalities that we came across, was also meeting and greeting some of our listeners. That was, I really liked that part, because now I could kind of, really put faces to names and stuff like that. But I have to say the go-kart race was one of my favorites.
Yes, I completely forgot about that. If you guys missed it, we went go-kart racing while we was down in Denver. We decided to do 2 races, and Redleg was recording it. I
And
can't,
narrating.
yeah, and narrating. I can't remember who won though.
I don't know. It was some douchebag named Pie.
I smoked everybody. So the way it worked was your fastest lap. Whoever got the fastest lap wins. So that's how all the I guess the rankings were based off of fastest timed lap. And I won both races. Like smoked everybody. I don't have the stats with me, but I think the first race my quickest lap was like 34 seconds. And then the second race, I knocked off 2 seconds, so down to 32. But it was fun. It was fun. Jay Reddy had his GoPro on him, so he was recording that from his point of view, which was some pretty good spots in that. I think I T-boned him at one point. But yeah, it was great event. So I'm glad we got to do the go-kart racing, because it was kind of a like a team building thing. It's kind of get out, relax, just have some fun with us on our own. So yeah, that was great. We need to do that kind of stuff more often.
I would have to say that, that the building itself, I won't say the building itself, but like right before you got to the track, there was the bar. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they had a nice little bar right outside the track in the same building. Yeah, that was pretty legit. Yeah, but I mean the whole event though, the phenomenal. It was awesome, and we got to meet some great people as well. Some of which will be on the show. So I just finalized another guest, Raptor Mom.
Who's our
yes.
guest?
I can't remember.
Was it Girls for Gunslingers on Friday night?
Yes, we got Girls for Gunslingers. Man, can't find my shit. Girls for Gunslingers coming on this Friday night to talk about the event, the part they took, the role they took part in as far as helping to push the event and all that kind of good stuff. And then we have the CEO of Buddy Warriors. I think that was correct. But they essentially help as far as service dogs and stuff. So she will be on the show this coming Monday with Redleg. Yeah. So we got more guests coming on as well. We just got to plan it. Met a whole bunch of good people at the event. It's a shame a lot more people couldn't show up. So start saving your pennies for next year, because next year is going to be insane. If this year's anything to go by, it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. So it's definitely an event not to miss.
Hi.
Yes.
I got to bounce. There's an emergency with one of the kids. So.
Alrighty, do your thing, Reptimon.
All right. I'll be back.
Alrighty. So yeah, so you guys definitely got to look into coming next year. Like I said, I can't give away the location, but it may be on the East Coast. That's all I can really say about it. So there you go. Some of the pictures and stuff we got from the event was pretty cool. If this thing will freaking work now. Yeah, this doesn't want to work now. Everything's breaking today. There we go. So Thursday night, kind of chilling out with drinks with Nick. There's old Jay Reddy. We had an apartment which was pretty cool. Raptor Mom at the event while we were setting up, just getting ready. And then Adrian Estrella from Assuming We Survive, we kind of hooked him up with a couple of our T-shirts. That's Spanky. We was backstage kind of talking and stuff. Mindy from Range 15, I'm sure you guys know who she is. She's married to Randy Couture. This is Bucky Lasek, huge skateboarder, rally car driver, like just huge dude. Then we got the Girls for Gunslingers. That was taken at the Poker Run event, as well as some of the riders. Here's some of the bikes at one of the stops. We stopped there. I'm not sure where this was at exactly. And then Red Lake. We found a huge rock. Red Lake stood on top of the rock. And a pretty decent picture, I guess. This is a little island within the river, I guess, I nearly fell into. Now, somewhere on here, we put the WTF Nation Radio sticker. You guys will probably see that picture again. Then you got Six Jane and the John Cena lookalike. Jay Ready again, chilling out. Raptor Mom and Jay Ready. It's a pretty cool picture. I like that picture. And then again, back to the beginning. But that's just a few pictures for you guys. We got a lot more coming. Just video alone from one of my cameras is like 15 gig. And I had, 2 cameras and the phone. So yeah, there's an insane amount of pictures and videos we got to go through and compile it into something decent. So there's that. Yes. And not to mention, today is so far. If not, just power through it. You only got one more day to go, and it's over. Onto the weekend. I tell you someone that isn't having a good day. Oh, there we go, Leonard. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to write that down or something. Not to forget to do the Friday safety brief. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm going to have to remember that, because if you didn't say that, I would have completely forgot about it with everything that's going on. So, yeah, thanks. But someone that's having a very bad day, or week, if you want to put it like that, is the NFL. Because the NFL, I guess, hasn't done anything about this whole Colin Kaepernick thing. And it's now starting to come back and bite them. The NFL viewership is down this season, and team owners are starting to get nervous. In a USA Today sports report, owners spoke out about the declining viewership, which is down 11% from last year at this time, with a litany of explanations. Some are plausible. It is an election year. The first Sunday and Monday night presidential debates have been a huge viewership numbers, which bit into those 2 NFL nights. Some of the theories are ridiculous, though, including the theory spouted by Colts owner Jim Irsay and Texan owners Robert McNair, that viewership is down because a few NFL players are kneeling during the pre-game anthems to protest police violence against African Americans. Goes on to say, I promise you viewership isn't down 11% because some guys are kneeling in protest. Few people actually see on TV. Viewership is down because consuming content is different in 2016, and it's down because football has been pretty awful this year. And then it kind of goes on. I don't think so. I don't think it's because the football's kind of crappy this year. I don't think it's because it's an election year. I don't think it's because people are watching the debates. I mean, these debates are the most watched debates ever. I don't. Maybe yes, it has something to do with that, but I don't think that's the big picture reason for it. I definitely think these players kneeling during the national anthem has something to do with it. Maybe not entirely, but it definitely has something to do with it. I think these guys are just deflecting. It's stupid. I get what they're doing. I mean, by all means, go, protest however you want, as long as it's not violent and stuff. I mean, good on them. But I think there's better ways of doing it. And I think it is hurting them in some kind of way. Let me know what you think. Give me a call, 415-889-8367. So if you want to jump in on this topic or any other topic that I am going to talk about or I'm not going to talk about, which obviously you don't know which is which. But yeah, give me a call, 415-889-8367. But I think the NFL, and I said it before, it's going to hurt the NFL, especially with their stupid-ass rules of them. There was I can't remember, I think it was Texas, maybe. There was a player that wanted to wear, I think it was stars or coin-looking icons on his helmet to honor the police tragedy that happened, and he wasn't allowed because it violated the NFL uniform policy. And then there was a guy that wanted to wear like a September 11th tribute shoes. Now, I don't know if he was allowed to do that or not, but wasn't Kaepernick the douchebag that wore socks that depicted police as pigs, but yet he was allowed to do that? And I haven't heard any kind of blowback from that. So it's definitely a biased game the NFL are playing, and I think it's hurting them. Some people love football. Some people live for football, and no matter what happens, they're still going to watch it. But there's other people that their morals and their beliefs come before football. And when shit like that starts happening in the NFL, people tend to take a step back and start disassociating themselves with that particular organization. Even if it's something as simple as just no longer watching or cutting down the amount of time they watch. So I do think the whole kneeling and all that kind of stuff has something to do with the lack of viewership the NFL is going through. But yeah, it's I think it's just going to continue until they do something. I mean, maybe it is because all the teams suck. But is that really going to stop someone from watching just because the teams suck? They're not as good as they were. I don't think so, because isn't it still about the love of the game? I understand you don't really watch a sucky team, but still, I mean, your team is your team, and you're going to kind of watch it regardless. I don't know. That's just my thought process. But there you go. It's a story for you guys. The 1st Infantry Division is about to send 500 soldiers to Iraq. The Big Red One will deploy to Iraq this fall, the Army said on Friday. They will support Operation Inherent Resolve out of Fort Riley, Kansas. They will be replacing soldiers from the 101st Airborne Division in Combined Joint Forces Land Component Command, Iraq. The Screaming Eagle soldiers have been in Iraq since February of this year. The 1st ID will support the Iraqi security forces through training, advising, and assisting. In addition, they will be the main land component of the United States detachment in Iraq. Our Big Red One soldiers are well trained and ready to continue the tremendous support the 101st Airborne Division and the coalition are providing to our Iraqi allies, said Major General Joseph Martin, who's the incoming commanding general of the 1st Infantry Division. We will assist in training Iraqi commanders, staffs, soldiers, and police officers as they plan to conduct counter-ISIL operations in both the Tigris and Euphrates River valleys, with a central focus on the city of Mosul. The Big Red 1 traces its history back, all the way back to June 8th, 1917, when it was raised and deployed to France. In World War II, the 1st Infantry Division found itself fighting as early as 1942 in North Africa during Operation Torch. The division then fought in Sicily, as well as the beaches of Normandy on D-Day on June 6, 1944. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, the 1st ID prepared to invade Cuba, but never got the chance. The unit fought valiantly in Vietnam and was the leading division spearheading the assault into Iraq in 1991. After Bosnia and Kosovo, the Big Red 1 was deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq in its piecemeal units countless times. In 2008, the unit relocated from Germany to Fort Riley, Kansas, with a brigade combat team based at Fort Knox, an air cavalry regiment at Fort Carson, and a brigade combat team at Fort Hood. And its commander was relieved in 2016 for undisclosed reasons. Yeah, there you go. So, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a time where it was said by our glorious leader, President Obama, that there would not be any American troops or boots on ground in Iraq? Yeah. Well, that seems to have changed. You know, you could argue politics all day, but I think the way we pulled out was wrong. It created more problems than it did solve them, and now we're just going back in to do the same thing. I see the number of troops going into Iraq growing exponentially. I don't think. I mean, if you think about it, 500 really isn't that much. I think it's going to become more and more and more. Even in a advise and assist type capacity, 500 still isn't that much. But yeah, so the Big Red 1 is getting ready to go overseas. So there's that going on in the world. There's a lot going on over the past week, really. You guys hear about Pedals? Pedals the bear got like murdered, just like Harambe. What is it with like killing these animals nowadays? I got no idea. He was, as far as I know, he was just like chilling out, just having fun, just taking a friendly stroll down the street, and then some dude jumps out of a bush with a bow and arrow and like jabs him. There's a Facebook page going around. Man, I can't remember what it is. It's like Pedals the Bear, something. I can't remember, but it's a pretty good Facebook page. I think it only started like a day or so ago. So go check that out. Let me see if I can actually find out what that Facebook page is. Let's see. Pedals. There we go. Pedals the Injured Bipedal Bear. I think that's the one. Yep, that's the one. Pedals the Injured Bipedal Bear. Go check that out. It's Pedals is chilling with Harambe. I guess they got a Facebook up in Bear Heaven. So that's not bad at all. Get this for some dumb shit of the week. You guys, I want your opinion on this, because I get it. Every parent should love their kid unconditionally. And there comes a point in time where you treat your kid just like you would treat one of your buddies, in the way that you kind of trust them, respect them, the way you treat them, all that kind of stuff. We'll get this. So a Florida woman was arrested on Friday after police said her father drove her to a bank thinking it was for a job interview, but it turned out to be a robbery. When Chelsea Wilson's father took the 24-year-old to Fort Lauderdale area bank on Thursday around 4 p.m., she entered the building with a red wig, a hat, and sunglasses on. Once inside, she handed the teller a note that read, "You have exactly 1 minute to give me all your $50 and $100 bills from both drawers, or I will shoot you. No die packs, no alarms. Follow these instructions and no one will get hurt. Act normal." Wilson made off with $300. That's it. You go to rob a bank and you make out with $300. You could probably do that from the local convenience store. But whatever. She was identified by someone who recognized her in a news report. FBI agents found the getaway car, which was registered in her father's name, at her house on Thursday. She said she committed 4 other robberies and used the money to buy groceries. According to authorities, her father told them that he thought he was taking Wilson to a job interview. He said he assumed that the money, now get this, he assumed the money was an advance payment at her new job. Wilson's currently in jail awaiting a detention hearing. So, get this. First of all, you drop your daughter off at a job interview. She's wearing a red wig, a big ass fucking hat. I'm assuming it's one of them sun hats, and big old fucking glasses. Yeah, I can't think of too many jobs that you would go in dressed like that, unless you're like a porn star, actress, or some other shit like that. To a bank, yeah, probably not. And then secondly, you assume that a bank of all freaking places is going to give you an advance paycheck. I don't know any jobs that give you an advance paycheck, unless you're like an author or something, and you strike a book deal, which is already months in the making, and then they give you an advance on that book deal. But yeah, apart from that, yeah. So I don't know how this dad didn't put 2 and 2 together, or at least work out something's kind of fishy. But yeah, I mean, there you go. So good job, Florida. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of fitting for the way the country is going right now. I mean, after all, we have Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. About one of them is about to become president. You know, I was watching John Oliver tonight, or last week with John Oliver. I seen that on Sunday when I came back from Colorado, and I know the dude's a bit of a douchebag. He got very left type views, very biased on some things. But I watch it because of the comedic value, because I think he's a funny dude. So this week he kind of gave a breakdown of the political figures, the election. So you had Hillary, which he didn't really say too much about because, you know, he's that kind of fucking dude. Then he slammed Trump. But then he went on to say, talk about the 2 other candidates. What's that dude's name? I can't remember either of their name now. Gary Johnson and some other chick. Well, this other chick, I can't remember her freaking name, but she was saying that she wanted to eliminate student debt. Just essentially just wipe it clean. Now, to do that, she was saying we'd wipe it clean the exact same way that we bailed out the big banks and car companies and stuff like that. I can't remember what it was called. It's like quantitative something or other. Some weird, like, big, long word. Jill Stein, that's the one. Thank you, guys. So Jill was talking about how she would do it. And essentially, the words she said is that it's a magic trick. The way it actually works, you don't need to know too much about it. All you need to know is it's a magic trick. Where, in fact, it's really not. Now, I don't know shit about it. All I do know is it's very, very fucking complicated. And what she's saying is essentially you just print out all this money from the Federal Reserve, and that takes care of the debt. Well, the debt is, something like $4 trillion of student loan debt, some shit like that, or $8 trillion, something like that. So essentially she would bankrupt the country. And she essentially has no idea what she's talking about, and it's perfectly clear when she's questioned about it. Now, Gary Johnson, he may look good on the outside, but as soon as you start kind of digging a little deeper, you find that he also has some issues. For example, his tax policy thing. So he wants to get rid of the IRS. He wants to get rid of all taxes, and the tax he would put in place is consumption tax. And I think he said consumption tax would be, I think it was like 23%.
So basically, a lot.
Well, I mean, it is a lot, but if you're taking out every other tax, you have to somewhat replace it with something. So obviously, consumption tax would go up to compensate for the other taxes you got rid of.
But then again, it makes sense because that's a guaranteed, tax.
Yeah, everyone has to pay it. So whether you're a drug dealer, whether you're an illegal immigrant, whether you're whoever the fuck you are, you have to buy something at some point. So you would be paying tax instead of not paying taxes because you work under the table or you're a drug dealer or whatever the case may be. So yes, this way it's a little bit more fairer because everyone has to pay tax. But when he was being questioned about this, the reporter that was questioning him essentially said, well, wouldn't that land on the middle class? Because the way he would do it was get rid of all the tax and then send out a check to every household that would reimburse them for X amount of tax. So if you're at the poverty line or below, you would get reimbursed for like X amount of money, which essentially means you wouldn't pay any tax. I guess the rich people of the country would pay, well, right now they pay like 29% on taxes or some shit. But if he was to get rid of all taxes, that would bring them down to 23%. So now they're paying less tax. So the burden of taxes would fall heavily on the middle class. So the reporter kind of went into this and kind of got a little bit deeper. And Gary Johnson was like, whoa. I mean, calm down. Don't you think we're getting a bit too much into the weeds about this? Like, well, don't you need to get into the weeds of something this fucking complicated instead of...
Of course you do.
Yeah. So, I mean, him just kind of backing off like that threw up major red flags. And then there was... he got questioned by some other reporter, him and some other dude. And the question was, if you could get rid of 3 government entities or departments, which would they be? He said the Department of Education, Department of Housing and Urban Development, and some other fucking department, which all 3 are fucking huge. But he said he would just get rid of them, like scrap them completely. The report was like, would the government, any other part of the government, actually take over their duties? And he was like, well, if they done anything important, then yeah, the government would still do it. And as you know, the two that I can remember, the Department of Education and Department of Housing and Urban Development, probably one of the two biggest things within the government. So yeah, they definitely do shit. So this dude has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. Absolutely no idea.
Well, the one thing that when I looked into Gary Johnson and his views, like right now his views on the Middle East and Syria, he kind of acts like nothing is going on.
Right.
I know, we can't be the world's police. I get that. However, but the shit that has gone on over in the Middle East, we're at the point we can't just ignore it. Because they're bringing, ISIS is bringing their shit here and the attacks here, or, the attacks across, in other countries. So that kind of, his foreign policy kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Turned me off.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on the surface, a dude may seem like a viable choice, but no, not at all. If I had a choice, if it came down to it, I would probably vote Hillary over any of them two, Jill or Gary, only because they have absolutely no fucking idea what they are doing. Like, absolutely none. As crooked and as fucking corrupt as Hillary is, at least she knows how to deal with some basic shit. But yeah, so them two, how people are saying, oh, I'm going to vote for one of them is fucking blows my mind now that I know a little bit more about them. It's fucking insane. But anyway, whatever. I mean, everyone has their own fucking choice and rights, and you do whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, when the country goes downhill and burns, just know that you were the one that lit the match.
Yeah.
So since we're speaking about kind of politics and candidates and shit like that, the last presidential debate is going on tonight, and our very own Redleg will be hosting a show tonight to give you guys kind of some coverage on that. So if you're not able to watch it on the TV, if you're at work or some craziness like that, you can always pull up the U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page and watch Redleg, as well as Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Now, since we're kind of talking about that, Hillary has been in the news over the past few days, I think. And I wouldn't say news. I would say on the radar. And the reason I say that is because the mainstream media is just as fucking corrupt as she is. So I read, well, first of all, I seen a video yesterday about how there are certain organizations, political organizations, that their main purpose is to create problems. So they're the ones that put fake people out at some of these campaign speeches and stuff and cause problems. They're the people that find random people to make up fake allegations. They're just into a whole bunch of stuff. And the video I watched, these people admitted, and it was all hidden camera type stuff, but these people admitted that it goes all the way to the top to Hillary. Hillary knows about everything that's going on. They're not involved because that way they have plausible deniability, but they know about everything that's going on. And it's one huge corrupt organization. Well, there's a number of them that are involved in this. And then I seen the second video that they were talking about voter fraud and how to accomplish it and all kinds of stuff. And this is all coming from the Democratic Party. Like this is no shit. Hillary is doing this. I can't remember the name of, man, my memory's gone to shit. Can't remember the name of the videos or who done it. But I mean, it's pretty intense. And I know it's flying around Facebook because that's where I found it. Let me see. The name of the organization that is doing these videos is called Project Veritas Action. And it's up on YouTube. So if you just Google Project Veritas Action, you'll see the videos and stuff. But it really is freaking interesting, because it's not it's not a reporter saying, "Hey, this is my views. That this is my opinion." Blah blah blah. The people that work for these organizations, they are the ones that are saying all this stuff. They're the ones that are saying how to achieve voter fraud. They talk about they have done and are doing stuff that involves voter fraud. They talk about how they have put plants in at certain speeches and cause problems and like they talk about themselves. So, and they acknowledge that this stuff is illegal and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like an undercover thing, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. Now I know a lot of people say it's all set up. It's the whole voting process thing is fake. It's a scam. It's corrupt. This pretty much legitimizes that claim. So you guys definitely need to go check that out. If for no other reason, just to know what's going on. Because if you are a Democrat or if you're a Hillary supporter, all right, okay, great. I guess it's not great. There's a lot wrong with that. But I mean, you're entitled to do whatever you want. But it behooves you to kind of educate yourself on what's going on both sides of the fence, instead of kind of putting them blinders on and saying, well, no, she's the best thing since Jesus, or he's the best thing since Jesus. It's always good to go educate yourself on exactly what's happening. So there you go. How was that emergency, Mom?
Oh, I mean, it wasn't really an emergency, I guess you could say. Apparently, my son went to bend over to get a pencil, and I sent you a picture. I don't know if you want to put it up there or not, but he blew out the ass of his pants when he bent over. So I had to go take him some pants.
Oh, nice.
To change into, yeah. So it happens.
Yeah, welcome to Wednesday.
Yeah, I know, right?
Holy shit.
And I don't know what it is. It's like there's something about doing the Liquid Lunch show. The school always calls during the fucking show.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Like my show is doomed for hell or destruction, or however you want to say it. Nothing ever fucking goes right. Oh.
I mean, thank God. Like, I guess with the iPhone, like, what's nice is the voicemail. You don't have to listen to the voicemail. You can read the.
Oh, nice.
I guess the text to it.
Yeah.
So, like, I just let it go to voicemail, and I'll just read the text because sometimes it's over lunch money.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it said, it's an emergency, and I was like, well, shit.
That's pretty cool.
So.
Man, I was going to say something I can't remember. Oh, speaking of phones, so on the way back, I guess the Department of Transportation, as well as almost every freaking airline, has banned the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. So if you have a Note 7 and you're thinking about flying with it,
Think again.
Yeah, no go. You can't put it in your luggage. You can't have it on you because they don't want it catching fire in the air and then fucking have the plane come down like a fireball. So if you have a Note 7, you're not taking that on the bird with you. It's that simple. Oh, man. So the kind of hitting back on Hillary being in the underground news, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you have them videos that expose that they are immersed in voter fraud and corruption and stuff. then you have her emails. So get this. This is very, very interesting. Hillary's email case, you know, the whole classified email thing, the 33,000 emails, the server, blah, blah, blah. Well, that investigation has been reopened. And James Comey, who is the director, the FBI director, has asked for immunity. Get that shit. Now,
And Trey Gowdy told him to go fuck himself.
yes, there is that. But why would the director of the FBI ask for immunity?
He knows something.
Oh, he knows a lot more than something. That in itself blows my mind. The director of the FBI wants immunity. So not only is he hiding something, but he is very involved in, I guess, the cover-up of saying Hillary done nothing wrong. Because, I mean, if you're just hiding something, unless it's like a huge deal, you don't ask for the immunity. I mean, you could say, I maybe screwed up the investigation. Yeah, I maybe done this. Yeah, I maybe done that. But that's essentially carelessness. I mean, yeah, you maybe get fucked. You maybe lose your job. Okay, fine. But immunity stops you from going to jail for a long, long time. So he is embedded into the corruption and bullshit for the Hillary's emails. This article says, here we go again, but this time it could be the end for both Hillary Clinton and FBI Director James Comey. As you're about to see below, which you're not because I didn't get a video, but you may hear the audio. As you see below, James Comey, the current FBI Director that let Hillary off the hook for her clear violation of many laws with her email scandal, has now asked for immunity from Congress for his involvement in the scandal and the subsequent findings. That's right. What Comey is asking for is about to be absolved of for what he's done and anything that may happen in the future from any further investigations. How does that not throw up the biggest red flag in American history? Well, it did to Trey Gowdy, and he just ripped Comey a new one and is about to do everything in his power to stop that immunity from happening. So here's the audio from this. I haven't listened to the audio. I haven't watched this particular video. But you can see the video on YouTube. It's titled Trey Gowdy Ass Blasts James Comey on Hillary Clinton's emails. So
acknowledging
get this.
progress. I think it's important that we do so. This morning we've had 9 straight Democrats talk to the FBI about emails without asking for immunity. That's a record. And I suspect the reason that they have not asked for immunity from Director Comey is they would say they've done nothing wrong. I find that interesting because that's exactly what Heather Samuelson and Cheryl Mills' attorneys say. In fact, they said it just a few days ago, and I'll quote it. The FBI considered my clients to be witnesses and nothing more. And then Ms. Mills and Ms. Samuelson's attorney said this. I think this is the most interesting part. The Justice Department assured us my clients did nothing wrong. Well, Mr. Chairman, if you're assuring subjects or targets or what witnesses, whatever you want to call them, that they've done nothing wrong, it does beg the question, what are you seeking and receiving immunity from? I mean, if you've done nothing wrong, laptops don't go to the Bureau of Prisons, Mr. Chairman. People do. So the immunity was not for the laptop. The immunity was for Cheryl Mills. And if the Department of Justice says you've done nothing wrong, it does beg the question of why you are seeking or receiving immunity. And it could be, Mr. Chairman, for a couple of different It could be for the classified information that was the genesis of the investigation. It could be for the destruction of federal records, which came from that initial investigation, or it could be both. Mr. Comey, I want to ask you this. Did the Bureau interview everyone who originated an email that ultimately went to Secretary Clinton that contained classified information?
I don't think so. Nearly everyone, but not everyone.
Well, you and I had a discussion the last time about intent. You and I see the statute differently. My opinion doesn't matter. Yours does. You're the head of the Bureau. But in my judgment, you read an element into the statute that does not appear on the face of the statute. And then we had a discussion about intent. So why would you not interview the originator of the email to, number one, determine whether or not that originator had a conversation with the secretary herself?
There were a handful of people who the team decided it wasn't a smart use of resources to track down. One was a civilian in Japan, as I recall, who had forwarded something that somehow got classified as it went up, and the other were a group of low-level State Department people deployed around the world who had written things that ended up being classified.
So that's about 2 minutes 45 seconds of it, and the reason I stopped it there is because it's like a 7-minute.
Do you know your exact life?
It's a 7-minute long video. Now, I posted the link to the article I'm reading from. I'm also posting the link to the video itself. The name of the video, as I said, is Trey Gowdy Arse Blasts James Comey on Hillary Clinton's emails. Yeah. I think there's going to be a big blowback from this.
Now, my thing is, or my thinking is, you know, they're going to go after all these people. What's going to happen to Hillary?
Well, in what regard?
Like, okay, you know, I totally see her using the defense. Well, they were just working underneath me. I didn't know they did that. Like, you know, with the emails and stuff like that. And then, of course, there was the whole thing where I guess essentially her employees were asking the FBI to make stuff that's classified unclassified. So
right, yeah. I mean, the way I see this going is the email investigation gets reopened. It's almost like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. But the email investigation is going to get reopened. James Comey, if he doesn't get immunity, he's going to jail. Then whoever else was involved in it is probably going to jail. Then, because of the original investigation, they're going to start that again. They're going to find her in clear violation of a number of laws, and then she will probably go to jail. The problem is, if she becomes elected as president, and then she gets, was it impeached or whatever?
Yes.
So she'll get impeached. Then her running mate, that fucking douchebag, he's going to become president, and then the whole world is fucked. Yeah. So I think, I definitely think, and this is regardless, not just because it's her, but I think if you are under a criminal investigation, you should not be allowed to run for office because of the implications it may have if you get elected for that office and then are later found guilty, because then you're going to be removed from office, you're going to be put in jail, and someone else is going to take over, which isn't necessarily the elected person for office. It's just the next best person. Because, I mean, let's be honest, no one really votes on vice president. I mean, yeah, the vice president has something to do with it, but everyone votes specifically for the person they want for that job. Like in this case, president. But so let's say Hillary becomes president. People vote fucking Hillary. Hillary becomes president. Then you're going to have her fucking running mate. That I can't remember his name, but I know he's a douchebag.
Something Kane.
Yeah, Tim Kaine.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear him during his fucking debate? The guy's got no class, no manners, doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. I mean, he's a joke. He's going to become president. That's the person everyone wants to become president. So, yeah, I see this very, 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 very bad for WikiLeaks also released a whole bunch of shit this week. There's a whole bunch of shit out there. So, like, I haven't even looked into it all. I know John Kerry may possibly be going to jail for threatening to overthrow a sovereign country. The political corruption in the United States of America is alive and well, and it's all the dirty secrets are now starting to come out.
You know, this election, it reminds me of the movie called Wag the Dog.
Wag the Dog?
Yeah, it's basically, it's based about, you know, there's a presidential election, like kind of like this, and like the media portrays like a fake war just to get that person elected and stuff like that. It's a pretty good movie. It'll make you, you know, really think about what's going on, like with the media and the elections and stuff like that.
Oh, I believe it. I believe that shit happens all the time. Yeah, I mean, half of the problems we have in the world is because politicians create that shit for one reason or another. Whether it's money, whether it's jobs, whether it's their own political personal gain, whatever the case may be. Half the problems in the world are created by politicians.
And then, you know, what's kind of interesting about the whole WikiLeaks, nobody's paying him to do this. He's not like out there to really gain anything except, I guess, exposing, you know, what's been going on. So I think that this really isn't like, you know, a lot of people think, you know, it's Russia trying to get Trump elected, but like, you know, I've been saying this for a while now, you know, Russia, the last election, the Democrats said Russia was not a threat at all. They kept denying it.
Get this.
But
whether it's Russia, whether it's China, whether it's France, whether it's fucking England, whoever it is, doesn't matter. The point that matters is the shit that is coming out is real. This shit is actually fucking happening. Like, this shit is alive and well. It's going on every single day. So does it matter who exposes it? Yeah, maybe it is Russia. Maybe they do have ulterior motives. Okay, fine. But the point is it's still the truth. It's still what's happening. Just because it's Russia that outs it and throws it out there for the world to see. I mean, does it make any fucking difference? No. It's still corruption. It's still the shit that's going on behind the scenes. It's still stuff people need to know about. So it doesn't matter who it is.
maybe we should hire Assange to hack the VA and figure out what the fuck's going on.
Oh, I can tell you what's going on with the VA. No one there has a fucking clue what they're doing. That's the problem. Oh. All right, boys and girls. What we're going to do is, it's like 107, so it sounds like a radio station. 107.5. Anyway, so we're going to take a quick music break here, so I can go take a leak, and holy shit, all my stuff.
Refill our coffee or drink or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, refill everything. Yeah. So we will be right back.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit. You know, I'm just over here pouring that warfighter, getting tipsy.
This is another Hot Beats production.
Check. 4 cups to the head, now I'm tipsy. Throw like a frisbee, gone like a gypsy. Miss me, my J's always crisp. this be my ass, and that's the place that they can kiss me. Deuce in the house like I'm grounded, pounding. I used to be lost in the sauce, but now I found it. Catch me a sound check, catch me on stage. All these rappers can't see me, they be on the wrong page. Catch me backstage, Red Bull and some vodka. Wait, it's Fanta, warfighter mantra. Guns like it's Contra, temper like Blanca. They wanna break me, but I'm tough like a Tonka. You Willy Wonka, but Charlie's the enemy. 5.56 NATO round is the remedy. One shot, one kill is what they telling me. He served in Vietnam, but that was back in the 70s. Yeah, this is warfighter music. So pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, that's that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. It's that warfighter music. Pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, it's just that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. Gulf to Somalia, to Bosnia, to Kosovo. Forgot to say Cuba, for conflict was notable. 21st century, a little more emotional. 9/11 fight back, it wasn't negotiable. Nah, had me feeling so vulnerable. Nah, and my anger just multiplied. Ha! So I signed on the dotted line. Freedoms that I decline to fight for what's yours and mine. Yeah, so we fight for some brighter times. And we pray for a better day. Yeah, gotta thank you for the service, y'all. And not just on Veterans Day. Next time you see a vet, face like a chia pet. Holes, you can see the toes right through his Nike checks. Cold and it might be wet. Slow down, you might regret not buying him a meal. It's the least you could do, I bet. Yeah, this is warfighter music. So pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, that's that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. It's that warfighter music. Pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, it's just that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. Yeah, this is warfighter music. Pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, that's that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. Yeah, I spit that warfighter music at you. Play it on the mission before, during, yeah, and even after. Let these bars hit you harder than a mind deuce, harder than a saber round coming out the gun too. These words in the booth that I keep on spitting for the warfighters who need uplifting, sitting and bitching and keeping on wishing. This music medication to keep them all living. Yeah, this that warfighter music, cause anything else, yeah, yo, I'ma lose it.
Guns ready like warfare, there's a war here, there's a war there. Guns ready like warfare, there's a war here, there's a war there. Guns ready like warfare, there's a war here, there's a war there. One in my head and one with myself so bad that I hung myself up with the belt. Thankful to never see daylight. Sometimes the tunnel was too dark. The load that I carry is heavy, I feel the weight of the heavens like Tupac. I'm shoulders a soldier who know war, so who better to hold their composure? I'm Aries but feel like I'm Thor, so I'm a warfighter, can won't be no closer. Got an iron fist and a venomous speech, better take precaution. I'm about to go march all the way to Washington DC with me, let's go.
Yeah, this is warfighter music. So pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, that's that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. It's that warfighter music. Pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, it's just that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it.
They don't wanna hear me say it's a rap. See, you was raised in the suburbs, but claiming the trap. I got that warfighter in me, so I'm feeling untouchable. Stacking paper to the ceiling like my last name was Huxtable. Y'all be acting real tough till my gang show up. Now they all up on my nuts soon as my name blows up. I never understood their motives, but it don't even matter. I'm still swinging for the fences like the lead off batter. Let's go.
Took an old survey to pen, my combat badge to the letterman. Never doubted, never hesitate. I do it again as a veteran. Fought for the right to earn my stripes. How many days and several nights? C-130s, was my plight. Boots on the ground, ready to fight. Train for war, train through the pain. Never really mattered if it rained from Iraq to Afghan. Couldn't talk to Bahrain. Lost love and I gained hate, but I found God and I gained faith. Started overseas to the great state. Put your stress hands down as a mind state.
Yeah, this is warfighter music. So pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, that's that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. It's that warfighter music. Pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, it's just that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it.
The lost it, I be going cuckoo. Yes, I'm in my zone. That's why I roam and I be dropping doo-doo on the microphone. And it be hot. Bring this warfighter music to your block. And your system is gon' knock and it's gon' hit you like some rock. Take me rounds down, right up prescribing them like the doc. You can re-up when you want to and take them around the clock. It's not FDA approved, but you can share with others. This medication that we give and overdosing my brothers.
Let's kill the confusion, I never do losing, I only do winning whenever I'm in it. My speakers is playing and I am not hearing anything other than warfighter music. Warfighter music, I ain't with my uvula, represent for all my shooters and troopers, my brothers and sisters who fighting for you and your family, traveling to the unusual rap for the ones overseas. Criminal the M16, and a vet here needing a release in a piece, trying to find a place to be. Well, I feel the same way, so I gotta rep y'all. TMR repping for the warfighter cause. All of us together sounding like the best of. Now they wonder if I'm gonna with the food red con. Dang.
Yeah, this is warfighter music. So pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, it's just that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it. It's that warfighter music. Pour another cup and feel free to abuse it. Yeah, it's just that warfighter music. I swear if I hear anything else, I'ma lose it.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So, in case you didn't know what that song was about, it's Raycon 1, Warfighter music. It wasn't bad at all, man. I kind of like that.
You definitely like to play that one a lot.
Yeah, I do. There's I've noticed there's like, I think 2 that I play a lot. That one and I think it's I Got Your 6. I can't remember, but yeah, I like it, man. I like it. It's good shit. So since before the break, we were talking about some of the corruption and shit that's going on within the political world of this country. I thought it was kind of what's the word? Fitting. That we carry on talking about shit.
Oh, yes.
The Lawrenceville Police Department are investigating a claim that involves a Democratic National Committee tour bus illegally dumping human waste into a storm drain between campaign stops. The incident happened on Grayson Highway Tuesday morning after the bus left a campaign stop near the Gwinnett County Board of Elections office, where hundreds of voters were lined up to take part in early voting. Police say when officers arrived on the scene, toilet paper was scattered on the roadway near the storm drain, and there was a foul smell. Mike Robbins, manager of a nearby business, took several photos of the tour bus dumping waste into the storm drain. In the pictures, a liquid can be seen coming from the bottom of the bus. According to Robbins, a hazardous material crew responded to the location and collected the waste to keep more of it from entering the storm drain. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Hillary Clinton. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. I don't care who you are. You don't throw human waste down a storm drain, said Robbins. Wastewater just dumping all out in the street, poured out into the storm drain, and at this time I've got my cell phone out and I'm taking pictures because I don't care who you are. That's just wrong. So the CBS reached out to the DNC, which issued the following statement, which is obviously a blanket statement as they push out for everything they fucked up on. This was an honest mistake, and we apologize to the Lawrenceville community for any harm we may have caused. We were unaware of any possible violations and have already taken corrective action with the charter bus company to prevent this from happening again. Furthermore, the DNC will work with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, as well as local and state officials, to determine the best course of corrective action. Gwinnett County's Stormwater Department is now involved in the investigation, along with the State Environmental Protection Division. Here's my guess on what's going to happen. Nothing. Yeah, there you go.
You know, when I read about this story, all I could picture was Cousin Eddie with his beer can and the hose and dumping shit down the sewer drain.
Yeah, there's pictures, and I think it's a video of the news broadcast.
So, I mean, if they are that unaware about that, it kind of makes you wonder how long they've been doing that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like this is the first day they've been playing politics. I mean, it doesn't take...
Or traveling, like the driver of the bus should know better.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work out that you shouldn't be shitting in a storm drain. But whatever. These are the people that are trying to run the country. Take that for what you will. Speaking of politics and bad ideas, as I mentioned, the third and final presidential debate is going on tonight. Normally, we have WTF Wednesdays, and that reminds me, my screen's probably all messed up. That reminds me, we got WTF Wednesday going on tonight, but with a twist. It's normally hosted by Jim Beam, Alaska, Raptor 6, but tonight that's not going to be the case. Yeah, my screen's all messed up. Tonight, Redleg is going to take the reins or the push buttons.
For the debate?
Yes.
Oh, and speaking, of the debate, we did come up with a drinking game.
Yes. Why don't you tell them about the drinking game, Mom?
So, with this being the shit show that it already is, we figured why not have fun? And of course, like every, presidential debate that we've had, or especially with the State of the Union address, there's always some sort of, drinking game that's involved. And I want to post the rules and what needs to be done during the game in the live chat here, or the Facebook live chat. And then also you can go to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/WTFNR, and you can also view the game on our Facebook page. So it's just your typical, like, nothing special, just when certain words are said, I'm trying to pull it up, you take a shot. And then, of course, when certain actions are done, you also take a shot. And then there's also, like, other places where you would finish your beverage. And I'm trying to just give me a second. I had it pulled up.
So what we're saying is when Trump says certain words, you take a shot. When Hillary says certain words, you take a shot. I believe on there's somewhere that says if Trump says something, you take 2 shots. And then if either of them do something else, you finish your drink.
Pretty much. So basically, take a shot or a drink by, when Trump says the following words: emails, media, believe me / trust me, and collusion. And then when you'll take a shot or a drink for the following words that are said by Hillary, and those words are taxes, minorities, immigrants / refugees, record, and website. And then when Trump, because he has this habit of breathing into his mic. So every time he breathes into his mic, there we go, take a shot. And then every time Hillary does that little fake cynical laugh that she does, take a shot. And then you'll finish your beverage when Hillary falls out or passes out. Hillary starts coughing. When Trump argues with the moderator, and then you take 2 shots when Chris Wallace, who is moderating the debate this time, says your time's up.
Do you think the questions got leaked like they did last time?
I don't think so.
You think they've kept it under lock and key this time?
I would hope so.
Yeah. This I don't know if this election has set precedents or not, because I haven't really paid attention to any others. But yeah, there's a lot of corruption and bullshit going on in this election.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that this, and it's not just because, I mean, Chris Wallace, he's actually a very good moderator when it comes to debates. Unlike the last two debates, one was with Anderson Cooper and some chick from CNN, and the other debate was with, I can't think of his name. He's got a morning show that he does, but they were, it was pretty biased with those moderators. So this time, I honestly think that the moderator for this one will actually, keep everything in line and, focus on the questions versus just letting the two of them clowns having the entire floor and just going over each other.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It's a debate. From what I've been seeing,
it's more like a roast.
Yeah, but I think that's good in some regards because, I mean, the whole idea is to put the other person off guard. So, I think the whole roast aspect of it is a good thing, to be honest. I think when you ask a question, they should be able to answer it in whatever fashion they want, as long as they get to answering the question. The problem is when they then veer off and start talking about all kinds of other fucking random shit. But if, like Trump did this past debate, call Hillary out on some of her bullshit, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's perfectly fine. And if Hillary wants to call Trump out like she did, there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, it's a fucking debate. You're supposed to be debating against each other. Now, I know the whole point is to talk about the questions being asked, but there's some questions that need to be answered that are not always asked. So I think it's a good thing. I think the moderator should ask the question and keep it somewhat on track. Not get involved in any other way than say, hey, your time is up, or hey, you're going off course, this is the question. But I think it needs to be fair across the board. If you're going to do it to one, you do it to the other, because they both go off course.
Yeah, they do.
So,
well, the last debate, they really what people have been looking for is their, I guess the answers or for policy, how they're going to, what's their policy going to be for certain things. And it's just like with them kind of going at each other, they really have never really answered their policies or what their policy is going to be. And of course, every time what Hillary Clinton's policy is brought up, she keeps bringing up her fucking website. Like, really? Like, we're not tuning in. Like, if I wanted to find out your policy, I'm not going to go to your website.
She brings that shit up because she wants the whole Trump fact
check.
Fact checking. There you go. Yeah, I mean that's the main reason she brings that up. But I mean, you're right. Neither one of them really gives a laid out plan for any of their policies. I think I can't remember. It was one of them brought up the whole tax thing.
Yeah. Well, she was going on how Donald Trump hasn't paid taxes, which if you have no clue how income taxes work, of course you're going to believe that.
Right. Yeah.
But that's not the case. And and she does it too. What fucking American wants to pay more taxes?
He was following the law. He done absolutely nothing wrong. And if I was in that position where I was a billionaire, I'd do the same fucking thing.
You would find everything that you can deduct off of your income, and you would. And because she went on about how he lost $1 billion, and she's like, well, how can we trust that? Like, really, bitch, you lost $6 billion.
I know, right?
But what people don't understand when it comes to real estate, like you buy, sell real estate, you fix it up, you put it into the property, and of course, the profit you make off of that is income. What a lot of people don't know, and this is kind of like a tax education for you. When you sell your home, before you sell your home, save every receipt that you've done for the repairs to your home, every single one, because when you go to sell your home, and like say you make $50,000 and you made like $30,000 in renovations, you can deduct that 30 grand off of the income that you made of that sale, and people don't know that. And I'm pretty sure that's what Trump does. Like, yeah, a lot of it is like, the real estate and all that stuff. And whatever he does to the real estate, he deducts it. Like, it's all business expenses. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he didn't become where he is because he constantly lost $1 billion. I mean, he ain't a stupid guy. Yeah, and it's been said time and time again. Maybe this country, it's about time that a businessman took hold of the country and ran it like a freaking business, which essentially is what a country is. It's a business. Because politicians over the years have done nothing but run it into the ground. It seems like just, year after year, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully this debate tonight is a good one in the way that policies are
laid out.
Yeah, are laid out, as well as hey, you fucked up type of stuff. Because I'm pretty sure at some point Trump is gonna out her for the email investigation starting up again. Maybe these other videos. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point he's going to mention some of this stuff. But she does do pretty good at kind of not taking the bait and just kind of letting it go over her shoulders. I mean, you can see that it affects her, but she just doesn't react to the stuff. And now I know behind closed doors, she's probably throwing shit and breaking crap.
Probably.
But she's I mean, she does do a pretty good job saving face in public.
Well, like she's been in the public eye for so long.
Right.
Like she knows how, like, I mean, so is Donald, but he's a businessman. He's like,
right.
I think, he doesn't give a shit. Like, so that's why he is the way he is. But I do think that kind of hurts him during the debates. But then again, I remember last election, during the presidential debates between Mitt Romney and Obama, like Mitt Romney never like really stood up and pointed out the things that were fucked up,
Right.
So I kind of think that hurt, Mitt Romney in the debates, and Obama just kind of just did his own thing. But yeah, so hopefully tonight it's not going to be much of a shit show, but who knows? We'll see.
I mean, there's a time and a place to be gentlemanly. And during debates, I don't think that's the time to do it. I think during debates, you need to outline your policies and kind of get people to understand what it is that you're planning to do, as well as bring up the poignant parts about how your opponent is completely jacked up. And if you can do both of them, I think it's a win. And that's what Trump needs to do tonight. I mean, the tables have kind of turned. I know over the past, couple of weeks, there's been a few things Trump's had to handle. The whole chicks now coming out saying he groped them and stuff. 20 years ago?
I call
Are you
bullshit.
serious? Yeah, of course it is. 20 years ago. And the videos that I watched that I told you guys about earlier, that kind of proves that fact that it is all bullshit. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It goes to show that the Democrats are really, they're freaking out. Like they're trying to find every
Oh, yeah.
minute little thing to hit him with, and it's backfiring.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say backfiring. It's not having the effect that they would like. Because the way I see it is you have your educated, informed people, whichever way you want to go, left or right, it's irrelevant. But you have your educated, informed people that actually look into things and have an educated view on the decision they're making.
Okay.
Then you have the people that are, I guess, emotionally involved, but also know, I guess, kind of bits and pieces. And these are like the die-hard Trump or Hillary supporters that can also, if you ask them why, they can give you somewhat legitimate answers. Then you have the crazies, it's just no idea what the fuck they're doing. Kind of like Bernie supporters. Hey, why do you support Bernie? And they go off on some tangent that has absolutely nothing to do with Bernie. Like,
or they just sit there and say, "Well, he's giving out free stuff."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like shit like that. And then you have the completely uninformed. I support Hillary because we need a first woman president. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
sexism.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
you essentially have your four categories, and you know that last category. Hey, I support Hillary because we need a first woman president. Is the same for hey, I support Trump because we don't need a woman president. So I mean, it goes both sides of the fence. But
it's like, you know, when Obama was running for office, everyone's like, well, I'm voting for him because he is black.
Yeah, exactly.
That it's no different than you voting for someone because they're white. So
right.
And then Alec, you know, back to he on Facebook Live here. Whoa, you okay? John's fixing my computer and he's tripping over shit.
No.
Anyways, Alec said that, you know, I'd hold out from telling on a billionaire for 20 years about the whole the sexual, you know, assault victims. Like, really? Like, and he's got a point. Like, he's rich. You know, those women would have went to him and settled a long time ago.
Oh, of course, yeah. Because it's all a setup. That's all it is.
Well, Jay's bringing up bankruptcies. Bankruptcies, like, okay, what do you mean? Like, he's gone bankrupt on some things? It's part of business.
Yeah, he has declared bankruptcy on I think like 4 or 5 times or whatever. But that's what happens in business.
Like, if your business, like, if that avenue is not going well, and the best thing to do is to go bankrupt and liquidate and sell it,
and
whatever.
He declared bankruptcy to save his business or save certain shit. It wasn't the outright bankrupt, like this is completely broke. It was a different. I'm not too clued up on the business bankruptcy stuff, but I know it wasn't the all outright freaking bankrupt stuff. And guess what? Let's just say yes, he did go bankrupt 4 times. Oh fucking well, he's still a billionaire with a whole bunch of successful businesses. So once you make your first $1 billion on your business, then I would say you have a right to speak out against him. But until that point, you can't really fault the guy for going bankrupt 4 times and still being a billionaire and having a number of successful businesses.
Yeah, because like the way they say when he's declared bankruptcy, they make it sound like he's like Bernie Madoff, like he declared bankruptcy and just kept all the money. That's not the case.
I mean, you could talk about Hillary Clinton and her emails and her inability after 30 years in government being able to tell what is and isn't a classified email. Like, really? That's the most basic thing ever. But after 30 years, she still can't tell what a classified email is. Or you can talk about the cover-up of corruption in the Clinton Foundation and how all that money coming from enemy states or enemy countries and they support her foundation. Yeah, I don't think they're doing that out for the goodness of their heart. I mean, you could talk about all that shit as well, which is a lot more relevant than 4 companies that went bankrupt. But like I said, once you own your own company and you are a billionaire, then you have a right to talk about bad business. That's just my opinion, at least. Yeah, I like to focus on some of the more relevant facts than some of these, I guess, bullshit excuses. For lack of a better word. It is what it is. But yeah, there you go. James is pretty on the ball with these stats. He says 97% success rate. Now go look at the new business failure rates in America. James would almost be the perfect American, apart from the fact he doesn't support OSU. So unfortunately, James, you could have made it, my friend. You could have made it. There's still time.
You think he could cross over to the dark side?
He's already on the dark side.
No, I would think OSU was on the dark side.
No, OSU's taking it by storm. They're currently number 2, or ranked number 2. They just put the smack down on Wisconsin. I think OSU is going to take it this year.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Don't force it. Just bend.
Do squares.
Bend and reach. I mean, we can do. I mean, there's really no competition there. But speaking of competition and weird shit that happens, I don't know if you guys watched The Price is Right. Now, I know this isn't really freaking news, but it's kind of interesting because The Price is Right kind of made history this week. History was made on Monday's episode when a trio of contestants spun $1 on the game show's colorful wheel. The 3 contestants each landed on different combinations of $1 in a pair of spins during one of the show's showcase showdowns. The game show famously awards contestants who earn $1 on the wheel without going over a $1,000 prize and a chance to spin again. The Price is Right host Drew Carey pumped his fist in the air after the contestants achieved the first 3-way $1 tie in the show's history. The 3 contestants celebrated by jumping up and down while embracing each other in a group hug. Fucking hippies. The long-running CBS game show is currently airing its 45th season.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. So after, so season's normally a year, right? So after 45 years of this shit being 5 days a week, only now is it the first time ever that anyone spun $1 like 3 times.
What are those odds?
I know,
I don't
right?
want to do math.
They all need to put in for a combined lottery ticket.
Yeah, they should have played together when the Mega Millions was at $1 billion.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not Mega Millions, the Powerball. I'm sorry.
You know, I remember when that shit happened, and I just kind of laughed and didn't do shit. Because, get this. If the lottery is at $1 million, and everyone looks at the lottery and $1 million as really nothing anymore, okay? But let's say the lottery is at $1 million. And let's say, on average, you have, let's say 1 million people go buy a ticket. Like just 1 ticket each. So the chances of you winning, I don't know, I'm not a mathematician, but let's just say 1 million to 1. I know it's not got anything to do with the people, well, it does. It's got to do with the amount of number combinations in the balls versus the amount of people that played versus some other shit and blah, blah, blah. I got all that. But let's just say it's 1 million to 1. Now, let's say that lottery goes to $1 billion. you're going to have something like 1 billion people playing that shit. So now, if you just use the basic math that I just used, so instead of having your chances 1,000,000 to 1 for $1 million, now 1 billion people are playing, so your chances are 1 billion to 1. So the more people that play, your chances actually get less and less and less. So that's why I don't understand that shit. People seem to think that they're going to be more lucky, so they don't normally play the lottery, but they spend $50, $100 on a bunch of tickets, thinking it increases their chances. Well, it actually doesn't, because more people are playing, so it lessens your chances. And on top of that, if you do happen to win, the chances of you being the only winner also go down because more people are playing. So you may have to split that $1 billion. Now, I got it. Such a hard life, splitting $1 billion. But, I mean, it's still chances and all that kind of stuff.
Well, if I hit the lotto, guess what? Peace out, bitches.
Yep. I'm buying my own private island.
Oh, we could do the WTFNR island.
Yeah, we could have a WTF Nation island. Just call it the WTF Nation. There you go.
Sweet. Have a helipad and a place to, park or whatever, the houseboat.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we make Red Leg president. I know I ain't going to do a damn thing. I'm just going to sunbathe all day, click my fingers, get some drinks.
Yep. There
That's
you
it.
go.
I ain't doing shit. Nothing. But yeah. Oh shit. Get this. This was a pretty cool story. So I know we used to joke when I was in. We used to joke about getting a tomahawk kill when downrange.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a British Special Operations soldier, essentially a dude from the SAS, kills an ISIS terrorist with an axe while he's freeing some sex slaves. A member of the British Air Service took a cue from the 1992's Last of the Mohicans. Oh man, this shit's all jacked up. And killed an Islamic State terrorist with an axe. U.S. Special Operations Forces and the SAS recently teamed up to free sex slaves in Syria from the Islamic State group. The mission took an unexpected turn, which required an elite warfighter to use an axe to defend himself. Sources told the Daily Star on October 16th that up to 30 Islamic State terrorists were killed during the covert operation. Women who refused to offer themselves up to the Sunni terrorists were reportedly crucified, dipped in acid, or raped. The girls and their families were relocated from the village to northern Iraq, where they have been welcomed and offered homes. The axe-wielding SAS member had been clearing rooms when his weapon jammed. Although he killed one terrorist with his rifle, a survivor charged before he could perform immediate action to fix the malfunction. The axe, his weapon of last resort during the kill or be killed moment, finished the job. Evidence of the torture left behind by the terrorist caused some of the special operators to break down into tears, the source said. But no, there you go. So take out some douchebags with an axe. That ain't bad at all.
No, it's not. I mean, one dead terrorist or ISIS person is a good dead terrorist.
I know, right?
ISIS asshole.
But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty legit story. I know people kind of talk about that shit all the time. But yeah, killing a bad guy with an axe.
I was kind of thinking it's still not as cool as that one guy taking that terrorist douchebag out with a. What was that, about a month ago?
Yeah, I think it was another SAS dude.
Yeah.
The sniper took out like 3 terrorists with one round. He essentially shot the flamethrower, which blew up, and it was from like a mile away as well, and blew up and caused them to blow up and shit.
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, I know, right? So the last story I got here on the block, because we're talking about the presidential debate tonight, I thought this was kind of funny in a weird kind of way. So the last presidential debate, Trump brought along the accusers of Bill Clinton. So the chicks that said Bill raped them or whatever the fuck he done to them, Trump brought them along for some moral support. Well, this time, Trump will be bringing the Benghazi victim's mom. So she's going to attend the presidential debate as a guest of Donald Trump. Pat Smith, the mother of Benghazi victim Sean Smith, will attend the third presidential debate tonight as a VIP of Donald Trump. Smith blames then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for the death of her son in the 2012 terrorist attack on the U.S. diplomatic facility in Benghazi, Libya. She confirmed to Yahoo News, who the fuck even reads Yahoo News anymore? But anyway, she confirmed to Yahoo News she would accept Trump's invitation to the final showdown between the candidates in Las Vegas. I think I'm going to be in the front row, but I'm not sure, Smith said. I want to look in Hillary's eyes and have her lie to me again. In her speech at the Republican National Convention, Smith accused Clinton of lying to the families of the 4 Americans who were killed in the attack. Smith said Clinton blamed the attack on a protest over an anti-Islamic video rather than a planned assault. On the Kelly File on Tuesday night, Carl Cameron reported that Trump will also have another VIP guest, Malik Obama, the president's Kenyan-born half-brother. Malik Obama, a Trump supporter, does not intend to have a pre-debate news conference as Bill Clinton's accusers did at the second debate. Speaking to the New York Post, he criticized Hillary Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State. Of the overthrow of former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, he said, check out the situation in Libya now. Yeah, so that should be very interesting. So I wonder if Trump is going to bring up Benghazi and say, hey, how about you tell Pat once again that it wasn't your fault?
What difference does it make?
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I have been paying attention to the debates. I really haven't noticed like Hillary and her team bringing anybody special.
No, I think they're too concentrated on the advertising and just the press in general. You know, I don't think she could bring anyone that would rattle him in there. I mean, he's a businessman after all, so that I'm sure he's been in some very, very uncomfortable situations, and he's learned over his years how to handle that.
But I mean, I think it's kind of smart for him to bring some of these people to kind of just throw them off.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, everyone talks about their voting record and how they've done this and how they've done that. But you bring someone personally in front of you, it's a lot harder to claim certain things or try and backpedal your way out of it. You know, I'm a firm believer in people act and say things differently when you're not in front of them.
Yes.
It is what it is. It's human nature. It's not that people, well, I mean, people can avoid it, but it's not as, you don't feel as obligated to do certain things when you're not right there in front of someone.
Yeah.
So I think what he's doing is a good thing psychologically.
Of course. I mean, look how it worked out for the last debate. When,
right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
all of their, Bill's victims were there.
Right. Yeah. I think he's doing a good thing. I mean, it is what it is. It'd be interesting to see what happens tonight. But, well, that's about it, boys and girls. It's kind of that time of the show. So first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by, watching, and listening. And if you're listening on a podcast later on, thank you for hanging out and spending the time to come back and listen. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the show, but I think we got through that pretty quickly. It was all done with. So make sure you guys tune in tonight for a special edition of WTF Wednesdays. Redleg will be hosting, covering the presidential debate that is going on. And I believe he's going to go live 10 minutes before the debate starts.
And the debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
9 p.m. Eastern. So Redleg will be on at 8:50 Eastern. So once again, thanks for hanging out. We got lots of pictures, lots of video we got to put together from the coverage of the Freedom On Festival. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. We may or may not throw out some previews and some teasers and stuff beforehand. But if you want to kind of keep in touch and see what happens, make sure you go over to our Facebook page at WTF Nation Radio. We have our own Facebook page. Head on over there, give it a like so you can stay up to date with the stuff that's going on with the station. If you want to listen to us while you're walking around at work, going to the store, pre-gaming, whatever you're doing, you can download the TuneIn Radio app to your mobile device. It's free of charge. Just go to your respective store and download TuneIn Radio. When you've got that installed, just search for WTF Nation Radio and you can take us with you. If you've got an Android device, you can download our own app. Just go to the Google Play Store, search for WTF Nation Radio, and you can download it from there. It does work for Apple devices, just it took them idiots way too long to put it up on the store, so we said screw you guys. If you want to listen to any of our podcasts, you can go check them out at WTFNationRadio.com, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, or Google Music Play. I think that's about it. We have a show here every night of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and always starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, more often than not, always starting at 12 noon and finishing around 2 p.m. Eastern. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. Like I said, sometime next year, there's talks of a second Freedom On Festival. So make sure you guys stay tuned to hear more about that. Also, the beginning of next year should be the second. What's it called? The Redcon 1 Music Group Awards show. So that would be pretty interesting as well. So again, thank you all for hanging out, joining us, and as always, until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all! That's all, folks!
Can I go home now?